Feel the groove.
Hearing the melody, revitalized, reconstructed, sung by a David Bowie character in a cat suit, a droog in a zoot suit, an Indian medicine man as a power animal, shapeshifter, singing the melodies of the old church but infusing them with pagan and tribal messages. Subconscious as though they may be, it was relevant to me. As relevant as the flesh-colored stockings of the girl seated 4 bodies down. I would watch her leg dangling there for an hour, the way it turned and flexed in the stained glass, fractured sunlight, the toes clipped and soft, the arch like architecture, the calf supple and strong. I heard the melody through the music again and dreamed of standing between precipices of time, anchored in a Napoleonic stance.
All right, patronizers, welcome back. You guys, I want to start this off with just some quick science. Lowlights, I don't know if you can see this.
This is where people do come for science.
This is an apple. All right. How unappealing, get it? How unappealing does this apple look? My buddy Brett.
It looks worm-ridden.
Yeah, my buddy Brett, he is planning his retirement. And for his retirement, he wants to do hard cider. And like how people have a vineyard, he wants to do hard cider. He wants to have a hard cider tasting room. He bought a farm. He's planted, I actually helped plant all the trees. And here's the deal. The apples that he wants to use for his hard cider aren't commercially popular.
Uh-huh.
So you go to the grocery store, there's Fuji, there's Honeycrisp, there's Red Delicious, there's Granny Smith, there's all these because they're these beautiful looking apples. And what he does is he takes the best tasting apples on the planet, but they're not appealing. Again, appeal. So if you look at this, it's got these spots all over them and stuff, and they look nasty. Most people would say that's a gross apple. I'm not going to eat it. But those spots mean nothing. They mean absolutely nothing, is from what I've learned. And so these are the ugliest apples. Some of them look like potatoes. He's got some, they're brown. They look like a russet potato. But when you bite into them, they're like sugary and syrupy and almost like coats your mouth like a maple syrup. This one, I forget what this one's called, but it's like you crack into it and they usually snap when you bite into them. And then they're like tart, like right away you're like, oh my gosh, that's almost like a Sour Patch Kid. Then they get really sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fall here in Michigan, so all the apples are coming down and all the apples are ripe. And this is actually a nice ripe apple. It's not a nasty, dirty apple, even though they look it. I have been mowing these things down. These things are freaking fantastic. And this is what he's going to do his hard cider with. So you guys in the future, hopefully maybe I can get some bottles of it and you guys can purchase it on the website or whatever, or hit me up and I can send you a couple of bottles of this. This stuff is ridiculous. He does the normal cider. He does a blueberry cider. He does kind of all sorts. So I went and grabbed one of these to eat. I was going to do like Reese does where he eats on the podcast.
I've never
because I wanted to snack on something because I'm starving waiting for Heids to get home. So I am going to take one quick bite though.
No. It looks gross. I guess inside it doesn't look gross. Outside.
No. And here's the crazy thing, you guys.
He makes cider out of it. He's just fermenting it.
Yeah, here's the crazy thing. The apples, they have no pesticides, no spray, no nothing. They will keep until like March with nothing on them. They'll keep till March. Isn't that crazy? But all these other apples that have been made and quote unquote bred to be on store shelves because they look beautiful and they look appealing to the eye, their shelf lives are terrible. They get coated in wax. They have to have pesticides sprayed on them, all this stuff. So you guys, if you like apples, at the end of my little rant here, all I'm saying is if you like apples, find a farmer or somebody around that has these crummy little apples that look disgusting. They don't look appetizing, but as soon as you know it's only skin deep, they are great.
I'm skeptical, Joe.
Love them. So good.
All right, so we're gonna talk about songs. We're in a band.
Yeah. I think I'm supposed to go first on this one. So the ones I'm coming at you with, the next one on Motor City Ska was Functified Brother Love.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be a very quick one. So then I'm also going to do the next one, which is the Walking Dead. And so Functified Brother Love, what this was when you're in a band and you get into the studio and you start screwing around, things happen. And so I believe one day I wasn't in the studio. The guys were working on stuff. And I came back the next day to do vocals on something, and everyone's giggling and everyone's, whatever. And it had come out that the guys had just recorded like a quick little instrumental, and Nate kind of did this, ladies and gentlemen, the sounds that you're hearing are here to soothe the soul, are here to blah, blah, blah. So he started doing kind of this, like, the song sounds like it should be like the soundtrack to a porn.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what Functified Brother Love. It was all the guys screwing around, kind of doing this riffing type stuff, and then Nate threw some vocals over it. So that's what Functified Brother Love was. The next song, Walking Dead.
You were not in it at all. There was no input from Joe. You just showed up.
Zero.
Wow, man.
I'm chewing an apple.
Did it hurt your feelings at all, or were you just like, good?
No.
Get it over with.
Well, I also remember it as one of those things where, like, you didn't have a say. Like, they went in and did it, and they were like, yeah, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a fun song. Just a little filler on the album. And then you're like, what? Why? It's just like, oh, it'll be fun. It wasn't like, hey, should this go on? And the other thing was everybody in the band was involved in it except me.
Yeah.
So if it would have came down to a vote, it would have been whatever, 6-1 or 5-1.
Okay.
So now the next one, The Walking Dead, this is a song that, you know what? I think I already talked about this one too.
Yeah. It was
I think Buddy Boy and The Walking Dead were on the 7-inch. So let me see what the next one is. Okay, the next one is Sacrifice. So Sacrifice was written by Mike Rowland, our trombone player on Motor City Ska. And it had been, I think, around Easter. And Mike really hadn't written that much. And he wasn't like a hardcore kid. He wasn't anything. Mike was quite a bit older than the rest of us. He was like 5 years older than all of us. We're all 15. He's 20.
I didn't know that.
We're all 18. He's, 24 or something like that.
Okay.
So he was always way older than us. He was like a youth leader in our youth group.
Okay.
And we roped him in and got him into being in the Insiders. And he was with us for the beginning, kind of like the first year and a half. Great guy. Love the guy. He moved away to Indiana. He got married. She lived in Indiana. And his wife's name's Amber. They moved away. Great. I love Mike. I miss Mike. He came in. We had practice one day, and he came in. He's like, hey, guys, I wrote a song. And we're all kind of like, what? Like, okay, let's hear it. And it ended up being Sacrifice. So it would be like me writing a disco song. Like it wasn't me. It wasn't anything that I put out there or anything that I choose to enjoy. Mike didn't listen to hardcore music. He didn't listen to any of that. But he said for him, it was like the channeling of like the anger, the sadness, the just like a battle cry. Like there's nothing else when talking about like the crucifixion and kind of going through like the whole agonizing lead up to it. It's very emotional and very aggressive, I guess. And so is one way that you can look at it. And so that's what Mike did. He channeled all that in and he wrote Sacrifice. And it basically breaks down into like three different sections. And then what happens is when he wrote it, we started reading it over and we're like, you know what, this would be cool if we did like a back and forth. Well, the thing is, Mike couldn't do the vocal part. Like Mike, his voice is he's like a choir voice. He's not a hardcore voice. So at the time we had Todd Misch in the band as our percussionist. And so we thought this would be a great time for Todd to, instead of playing the cowbell and the congas and the timpani and all that stuff or whatever it is, the snare, he could go behind the drum kit, play drums, and show everybody that he can play drums. And then Nate would come out, and then me and Nate would tag team sing.
I remember being very impressed by this the first time I witnessed it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. So that's what we did. And so Nate and I would go back and forth. We did it at Furnace Fest, which is the first time we've done it in, 20 years.
But who played drums then?
Who played drums? Who played drums? Who was there that played drums? I can't believe I'm blanking on this.
It was the guy from the Gorilla Biscuits.
Actually, you know what? We didn't play it at Furnace Fest. It was the show before.
Yeah.
Our Michigan show. And Dave Taylor, who was our driver, played drums. That was it. I'm sorry, guys. So anyway, it was a really good song. It was something that me and Nate got like really into. Nate's background is a hardcore bands. Like Nate loves hardcore. Prior to being in the Insiders, he was in a band called Ground State.
Yes.
Ground State. And he was a drummer in that, and his brother Mike sang. And then they had two fellas playing guitar and bass, whatnot. So they were like a pretty good local hardcore band.
Yeah.
So Nate getting out there to do that. Oh, geez, the cat. I feel like it's going to jump up and try and.
Hey, let me tell my kids to not be so loud. Lyndon.
I'm going to eat an apple real quick.
Hey, Lyndon. You're very loud right now. Okay.
All right, I'm scarfing the rest of this apple.
She's just as loud.
John Wayne, you can't come up this way. You're going to knock over the computer or something. All right, Daniel Rock, I'm done eating the apple and I'm done pushing the cat around. So anyway, Nate would come out from behind the drum kit. We would play this, and it was really like we would usually kind of end the show with this. It was like a build up. Nate would sometimes, kind of say, I don't want to say altar call, but he would kind of have that moment like at our show where he would kind of put the message out there of what we were about. If people didn't know at that point already, he would put it out there. And, we would go nuts. This was like the song that we made sure that if we had anything left in the tank, can you see this guy? Well, this guy is just in my grill.
He just wants love, Joe.
I mean, I will say this, you guys. You've heard me on this podcast. I hate cats. I don't hate this guy. I like him. I don't want to go so far as to say I love him, but I like him. It's getting close to love. But he helped me battle a bat, so you got to give him props for that.
He's a good boy.
And so anyway, our show would build up to this, and this is the song that we would leave it on the stage. Like we would not, if you got off stage and you still had energy to do something, you did something wrong. Hey, you got to stop purring into the microphone. Do you hear this?
Yes.
Hey, come on over here. Hey, chow mein, over here. Let's see if I can get him to move. Come on. So, but that's Sacrifice. And Sacrifice ended up, I think it stands the test of time. I think the lyrics that Mike wrote, again, like I always default to, the lyrics on Motor City Ska, I was 17, 18 years old, and he was in his 20s, he was in his mid 20s. And so I think they're better, like more refined. I'm singing like, hey, stop drinking and stop smoking and love the Lord, and he's bringing lyrics that have substance and depth to them and explain a situation that people can get into regardless of your past, regardless of if your parents smoke or if you smoked or if you drank, you know what I mean? Like I was the youth group kid singing about my experience, and he was like a little bit older and beyond that. And so those lyrics have always, to me, they've always stood the test of time, and people always loved it. And I talk on this show all the time that when the Insiders started in Detroit, there was punk, ska, and hardcore, and they all went together like peanut butter jelly and Doritos. And it was just so cool. And so that was the song that when people, kind of came to the show, those hardcore kids were like, whoa, this ska band can kind of bring it. And so I always loved doing it. I love singing it. I love performing it. And it was always a really fun one. Now that I realized we weren't able to do it, I don't think we were able to do it. Maybe we did. I'm thinking we did at Furnace Fest, but I don't know who would have played the drums. So we probably didn't do it. Plus we only had a half hour. So yeah. I'm guessing we didn't do it, but at Hamtramck, the show we played there, it was awesome to play again. And again, we just left it all on the stage like one last time. So that was Sacrifice.
That's rad. Hold on.
Daniel Rock, I don't know if you're listening to this. This dude, you can see the video too. John Wayne is all up on the microphone. He's rubbing his head on my knuckles right now. And he is, listen.
Joe.
Yeah.
She's watching The Simpsons now in my room with the door wide open.
Unbelievable.
Okay, it's better now.
So tell us, what's your next song?
Next song for Five Arm Frenzy is Combat Chuck.
Oh, always one of my faves.
Well, it is one of our most punk rock songs. Crowd favorite. Scott, who wrote it, absolutely hates it. But he'll play it every once in a while. We never practice it. We just start playing it.
Yeah.
So it's hit or miss. Like, I think it's really simple to play. It's just, do I remember the lyrics? Likely, no. Remember the first year when we met you guys in Cornerstone? At Cornerstone, we camped.
Yeah.
Sean Matthews, who became better known as Combat Chuck, was just going around. He's this really funny dude. He found some sort of plastic, was it nunchucks? And it said Combat Chuck. And he goes, this is me. And he would just show him, and he would be like really friendly and funny. And he was like, I think making fun of the fact that at Cornerstone, like anybody could suddenly become famous, because you would just be like, yeah, we played at the skate ramp, or which is what we had done, or, and so he was kind of making fun of that, but also really a funny guy. And everybody loved him. Like, he did become famous that year just by going around shaking hands and telling people he was famous. So, ska bands, you gotta have funny songs. And so at this point I was like, man, I'm gonna write a funny song about that guy. So we did. It's not my best lyrics by far, but it's still funny. And some of the jokes in it are so just like stupid things we would talk about when we were teenagers, like toast. We would always talk about toast. I don't know. So it's like, it's stupid. It's like a real life superhero. He's got the Holy Ghost. He's either praising Jesus or he's making toast. Ain't got no superpowers, ain't got no giant brain, but he would try to help you if he heard you call his name. There are some kids that are in some trouble, need a Pepsi on the double. This really did happen. He would tell us, like, he got some Pepsi for some kids who needed it. Need a Pepsi on the double. Then he shouts, not so quiet, would you like regular or diet? Found a campsite for some kids. By the stage is what he did. He really did do this. People ask why he's so nice. He wants to be like Jesus Christ. Go, go. Combat Chuck, go. Second verse is, whenever you're in trouble, whenever you're in need, Combat Chuck will help you. He nearly runs with speed. He's on the ball to save the masses, got some thick old horn rim glasses. His head
he
is
did.
bald, he shaved it shiny, kicks the devil in his hiney. People ask why he's so nice. He wants to be like Jesus Christ. So, Sean Matthews passed away a couple of years ago. He had he's like our age. He had a heart attack and passed on. He was, until his dying day, a really good musician. He was a studio engineer and producer and super funny guy. He's the guy that is Banana Man on the Goatee Hook album cover. I don't know, man. I just like, I think it was so cool that we wrote this song about him being famous, being famous because he was kind of lampooning Cornerstone fame.
Yeah.
And that it wasn't real, like he's just like, this is not real. I remember having a conversation with Mark Solomon once and just asking him, like, does this ever get to your head? And he was like, no, man, because this isn't real. Like, you're at Cornerstone and everybody knows who you are. And then Tuesday, you're back at work. And
Right.
so I just feel like that Sean Matthews he saw that for what it was and saw people that it was going to their heads and just try to make fun of it and made it to our song, and which actually made him more famous.
Yeah, I remember having a few conversations with him, and the conversations, you can't forget the guy. So the few conversations I had, he made an impact. Like, I knew who he was. I'm so bad with names. I'm so bad with faces. I'm so bad with all that. But that guy stuck out to me. And I always remember, I don't remember him with the shaved head. I always remember him with hair. That's what my memory, like, I remember him having hair, but I always remember him with a smile. Like, no matter, Cornerstone, wherever I was seeing him, I just remember a smile on his face. And he was a bigger dude. Not bigger as in like big, but he was a thick guy. And he was just thick and always had a smile on his face and just always like such in good spirits. And again, like I can't go overboard. I'm not going to overplay. Like he probably didn't even know who I was or even remembered my name, but he was a nice guy in a couple of conversations that I had with him. And I too, heard that he had passed when he did. And I just think it goes to show that, like, that 90s Christian scene, he did make enough of an impact that when he passed, people all across the scene like posted photos or posted on Facebook, like the loss of Combat Chuck. And sad to say, like, I didn't know his real name, but I knew Combat Chuck, and just to see all the people that had posted about him when he passed was amazing. I mean, I hope half that many post something about me when I kick it.
Yeah. He was a cool guy. My favorite memory of him was watching T-Bone, the rapper, on the main stage from The Hill with Lee from Sixpence and Sean, and I was totally like enamored with Lee, like huge crush on her. And Sean, like, he was just clowning around, like telling funny jokes. Like T-Bone was talking about how I had the math skills, and he just turns and he goes, "I've got those, the math skills." It was so funny. You got the math skills.
They got him. He
So-
got him.
Yeah, man, he was cool. I miss him.
Yeah. No, I do want to say something as far as math skills.
Yeah.
Today I had to substitute teach,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to substitute teach for a freshman algebra class. No freaking clue. If they asked me I couldn't answer any question that they asked me.
Wow, dude.
There was an autistic girl in the class, and her name was Addison.
Uh-huh.
And anybody who asked me a question, I said, just ask Addison. And so, I couldn't help with anything. Like, they had to go around the room and answer like all these questions and whatnot. And then if they had any problems with them, they'd ask me. And I'm like, guys, I'm a cop. Like, I'm a cop because I wasn't good at math. And I'm like, ask Addison. And then, like, for their homework, I'm like, all right, you guys, here's a homework worksheet. And I said, your teacher says here all the odds need to be unequivalent or something like that. And then all the evens need to be, like, there was something that I don't know. I can't remember what it was anymore. But
Good job, Joe.
yeah,
didn't-
I was just like, guys, don't ask me. I don't know this. Oh, Heights is here.
Hi, Heidi.
Reese says hi. Are you going to come put your mug in here? No. What?
Well, it's about time to wind it down, kids.
Let's wind it down. I do have to say this, though. When you're teaching a math class like that and you don't know, like, you can't answer any of the questions, things just don't add up. Heidi told me to say that. She texts me, when you heard my phone ding, that was her texting me that I should say that. And now she's dying laughing.
She's your joke writer.
Yeah, she's one of my writers.
Good job, Heidi.
Yeah. You got a big laugh from Reese.
All
He
right.
said good job. All right, ladies and gents, we're done. Patronizers, thank you so much. I'll be hitting you guys up soon with a holiday Zoom Christmas party that we can do.
Topless Christmas party.
Yep.
Topless
So-
optional.
Yep.
I'm going topless. I'm just gonna.
Me too. So, all right, you guys, see you. Pizza.
I got more. Do you want it to go longer?
Yeah, go.
No, let's save it for another show.
Okay. This friggin' cat. It's not a
John
cat
Wayne.
podcast. A podcats.
Good night.
See ya.